Hello everybody and welcome to another photography talk. And this time I just want to talk about education, what it means for photography. Before we begin, as usual, if you want to support the channel, please put a like, subscribe, share with your friends, check out my books down in the description, and check out the sponsor, La Dolce Vita workshops. Great workshops, great way to visit Italy, create stunning pictures and see something different while you learn how to live La Dolce Vita and you learn how to bring that lifestyle with you when you get back to your country. This said, if you're following me, you know that right now I'm kind of building my new studio, and I'm doing that in the attic of my house. It was my parents' house, and there's in the attic a lot of things were stored away for I think 2 generations plus 3, because we brought there a lot of things that were from my grandparents' house. So there's a lot of stuff there, and I'm cleaning that up so I can build a new studio. But the thing is that I have to check out everything, and more I go on and more I find boxes and boxes of things. And something that was always preserved, was always kept in my family, were books. Books are something that are considered important. It's something that is the option to have some knowledge when you need it and this kind of thing. So also to survive not good situation, as my grandparents did with the First and Second World War, or my parents with the second one, books were important because they were the place where you can get the knowledge to go on and to create something that was not possible to have in a crisis situation. So that's something that was important. And I'm pulling out all these boxes of books, and at a certain point I found a box that was with the elementary school books for my father. So we are talking about something as this, that is a book that was for the 4th year of elementary school for my father. So I think in USA is the 4th grade, but it's 4 year of elementary school. So you start elementary school at 6. The 4th year is 10 years old. And I started to read them, to read some parts of them, and most of all, when I found also the notebook, that is this one, I found this notebook, and I remember when I was a kid and I found this notebook and I started to read it, and I started to create all the things that were in this notebook. This notebook is specifically for science. And all the book here is all the notebook here is just one dedicated to electricity and things like that. So I start to look at this notebook, and I start to see something that made me think really a lot. I started to think that we are screwed, and I started to think this is why right now a lot of people feel the need for artificial intelligence. I was looking at this book and I was thinking, okay, you have things like the electromagnet, or how to build a battery, or the electrical current is really explained very well, how to the magnetic field, and all these kind of things. And you go on and you arrive at this at a level that is absolutely fantastic, because you can have the doorbell, how it works, you can have the telegraph, this is the telegraph, how it works, here is things like the doorbell. And by the way, notice all the calligraphy of this, notice the precision of the designs, and all this is really something that is impressed me. And I was thinking, this is 10 years old. This is the 4th year of elementary school. And they were able to do all this. And they were learning how the world was working. And at the time, we are talking 1936. So at the time, all this was pretty modern and pretty new to the field. This was the notebook. And I started to think, okay, if this was the notebook and had all these things inside, and if in 10 years old they were able to do this and understand it, by the way, this is a dynamo to generate electricity. So they tell you how electricity is generated. They tell you here how an engine and a motor is built and all these kind of things. So I was thinking, if they had this kind of notebook, how were the books? And I went on in the book, and the first thing in the science book that caught my attention was a part dedicated to optics. And when we talk about optics, is very, very deep. Is the origin of lights and all these kind of things. So it tells you how to heat a body to generate luminosity and all these kind of things. Obviously tells you about transparent bodies, reflecting bodies, and all these kind of things, the luminous rays, and you go on, and there's something that was very interesting for a photographer. That is the camera obscura. Here is oscura just with an S, but obscura is what we call it now. And basically is how to build a room or a box with just a pinhole to see the scene in front of you projected in the wall behind. So that was the base of what it is a photographic camera, and is in detail explained how to build it. It tells you to get a box, make a pinhole on one side, on the other side put a piece of paper that is wet in oil to make the focusing screen, so it becomes translucent, and all these kind of things, a lot of details how to build it, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you go on, there's a lot of physics, there's a lot of things like that about the light, how the reflections works, the incident ray that goes out at the same angle of the other side, and all these kind of things. Mirrors, plain mirrors, and very fantastic curved mirrors. So introduce you to a curved mirror and tells you how a mirror can be used to focus the heat, and so how the Archimedes mirror worked, and all these kind of things. The refraction of the light is another thing that is important, and 3 pages. And you can see here how the persistence of the images in your eye, the composition of the light, so it's obviously the prism and how to see the light, speed of light, and you go on, lenses. And here there's a lot of things that explain you how lenses work. And this is impressive. This is 10 years old. And you go on all the experiment that you can do to see how the lenses work, the focal length, the image that is turned up and down, upside down, and all these kind of things. And you arrive at this point that there's a human eye, how it works, the optical instruments, and so you have the microscope, the telescope, all these kind of things, and something that is very nice, the camera, the photographic camera. And here is explained how a photographic camera works. And this is 29 pages just about optics, about what is the light and all this kind of things. So something that is the bread for photographers, what we need to know, we work with. And it's 29 pages, all written, all very nice and well explained. And I was, wow, I was thinking about why I didn't do these things in the elementary school. Yes, we did something. I was lucky that in the middle school, so after 12 to 14, something like that, I had a good teacher of physics and science, at the school, so we did something with experiment and so on. But basically, I look at these things and are the things that we studied at the high school. It's not something that was for elementary school and not at this level. And I started to think, wow, now I understand why I was so bored at school. I was totally bored. If I have to think of memories from my school, the thing that came to my mind was I was bored to death, and I could not wait to come back home and do things by myself. When I was probably 6, 7 or something like that, I went through this notebook and I started to play with all these electricity things. I remember that I put together an electromagnet, pulling the wire around a nail basically, so a core of iron core, so a nail. And I did all these things. It was the first time in my life that I felt 220 volt on my fingers, so that's something that I remember. And I did a lot of things that for me were fantastic to do. I arrived home and I always had some question, and always my father and my mother, they were available to answer that question. I remember a lot of time that during lunch, family lunch or something, there was some question about anything that was technical or practical on these kind of things. And I remember my father telling, "Oh yeah, probably there's a go in the other room and go in the library, take the book that is on the shelf there, and that's the title, and bring it back to me." And so I went, looked for the book, came back to the table, and it was okay. This is how the things works, and he explained a little and was okay. Read it, and then we can talk about it. So this was a way to learn, and was for me was the good part of learning. It was something that was totally outside what was the school. And I went to look what is right now, and I found few books online, and just one as example is everything about the light is 3 pages. 3 pages with a lot of pictures, nothing more. The question is, what is the light? There are some bodies emits lights, other not. And you think, all the heating and all these kind of things? No way. There's no explanation at all. A few little experiments like, yeah, if you put something in front of the light, you don't see the light because the object is opaque. If you put something transparent, you see the light, and you think, yeah, okay, that's what's that compared to building a camera obscura with a pinhole. And but you look at the modern books, they have all these things about the Agenda 2030, all these things about climate change, all this bullshit about socializing and all these kind of things. By the way, when I was in the elementary school, I remember these socializing classes that were basically you had to stay far away from the people you liked, and you have to stay with the people you disliked, and you had nothing in common, and that was something that was again boring, and you had to do these group projects, these all individual. 2023, get in a group and describe what is that you see around that is opaque or translucent, and you think, what the hell is that? Every kid can just look around and think, yeah, translucent or not. It's easy. It's something that is easy to explain because it's something that is real. But they do this. They put that, and they put a lot of brainwashing BS. That's really a lot. Something that is impressive in the science books, it's a lot of things that is, who are the scientists? And they make you see the scientists as these mythological creatures that have the right to tell you to lock down for 2 years basically, and also if they are wrong. But all this is made like that. And I'm looking at photography right now, and I see the level of photography went down, and went down so much that we can have artificial intelligence images winning contests. And it's not because those images are good, it's because those images are designed to attract the people who was brainwashed with this elementary book, first of all, and second because the level of photography went so down that a machine can create a better photograph. And you think about it and you think, okay, if you go through the elementary school with this kind of modern book instead of this, yes, you are nothing different than a machine. And basically, the only things that you will look for is a ready solution. You will look for a gadget. You will look for something that creates the things for you because you don't have the basis to understand what is the reality, what is the process of creation, what is the light in this case. You have no idea what is the light that is the base of what we use in photography. So artificial intelligence, yeah, it's getting ground because the human intelligence is going down. By the way, I was reading a study a few days ago that sounds legit and it's saying that average IQ for the first time in modern history is going down. So that's the thing. And just seeing the difference, I was looking through these books, I was seeing the difference, I was pissed. I'm really thinking how much time did I waste in my elementary school. Again, I remember that as really a boring experience. And how much time and how much potential we are stealing from the younger people. How much, why we don't think that a 10-year-old person can understand something like this. This is an elementary book. Is you look around. This is for the fourth year of the elementary book, and it is 650 pages. The modern book right now is something that is probably 150 pages, something like that, 200 pages. You look at the modern books, and they are talking with stupid people. They are written in a way that they presume that the kid is not able to understand. If there are not a lot of pictures and and talking to them like stupid kids, they cannot understand. This is the idea of the modern book. The idea of these books was, at 10 years old, you grow up enough to understand. You can be your own person. You can create an opinion if I give you the facts and all these kind of things. You are going to be an adult soon, so you have to start to learn properly. And this is absolutely great. It's something that is there's a lot of information. And by the way, here I told just about the science and the photography aspect, but it's the same in everything else and a lot of practical things. It's you're a kid, you want to be a photographer or something like that. You just get passionate about photographer. If you have a modern book, the things that you will do is go to look for an app to take photographs. Something like that is not. You have no idea what you are doing. So the things will be probably asked to an expert and a scientist will tell. If you want to be a photographer after studying this book at the elementary school, the 1936 book, you will know how to build a camera. Pinhole camera, and by the way, at a certain point they talk about cameras. You go on, it's also about what is a camera, so the lenses and everything else. And you know how to build a basic camera by yourself. And that's the difference. That gives you nothing. So I was just watching this and I just got pissed about a lot of things and the waste of time, the waste of energy, the waste of intelligence that is going on. And it's something that we have to fight this in some way. We have to find a way to culturally fight this and go back to what was really education. And go back in a way that people will realize that human intelligence is absolutely better than any artificial intelligence. For reason, first one that is, if you want to see it in a religious way, human beings have a soul. If you want to call it consciousness or these kind of things, but have a soul. A machine don't have a soul. And the other thing that is absolutely important that you are the best intelligence for yourself because you know all the experience are your experience. It's something that is personal to you. A machine cannot experience what is personal for you. It's the same way why at the end of the game your mind is always better than someone else's mind when it's matter to take decision for yourself, because you know yourself, you know your ambience, you know these kind of things. And yes, it's good to have people that you trust and something that you can ask and have answers, but and so use other people's experience. That's the great thing that we can have. But at the end of the game, it's something that is for you, and for you, your mind will tell you what is best. Uh, that thing, that book there, that I indicated computer there, but that modern book gives you absolutely nothing that is useful for yourself. And at the end of the game, if you grow up with that kind of bullshit, you will see artificial intelligence as something that saves you from your own stupidity. It's sad to say that, but it's like that. And they see it, and you see in photography, artificial intelligence is used by people that know nothing about photography. And artificial intelligence is something that a lot of photographers, in quotes, decided to, it's beautiful, because they are not able to create images. They are not able to create photography in the proper way. So artificial intelligence saves me. I can change the sky. By the way, another thing, if you look at this kind of science, is this is truth. This is something that is the scientific method and all these kind of things, and all explained, so it's something that is real. This is something that is just said by someone. So also there, if you went on with something like this, reality for you is important. You will not change the sky or other things that are important in the pictures just because. If you studied that, it's okay. Everything fake is good. It's not. There's no difference between the fake things and the reality. All the books is promoting fake things for probably 30-40% of the time. So that's the difference. And I see this, and I'm really think that if we don't change this trend, we are really, really screwed up, and we'll see the level of photography, and not only the photography of our lives, go down and down and down deeply, because we do not teach to kids anymore. We don't teach this, we teach that bullcrap. And we don't teach them to be independent of things with their mind, we teach to believe the scientist and all these kind of things. So that's all. It's just was just another rant looking at these things. Sorry, it was probably too long, but I wanted to tell you this and express this. And thank you very much for watching. Again, if you want to support the channel, put a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these kind of things. And if you want to support the sponsor, check out the Dolce Vita workshops. Very great workshops, and there's before Christmas there's a special offer that is really worth. And see you next time, and thank you for watching.